Good morning, it's Chris Worden and I'm from First Business Rescue. So, the banks are trying to make directors personally liable for bounce back loans. I hope you've got that. That's got your attention. Listen, the banks are lying to directors again. So this week I've had 2 inquiries from worried directors. Just to give you a little bit of context, both of them had taken bounce back loans, spent the bounce back loans, didn't need the companies anymore, had no cash in the bank. And they've spoken to 2 different banks who will remain nameless at the moment and explain their situation. And the person at the 2 different banks have advised 2 different directors what they should do is to try and strike the company off from Companies House. If I had any hair, I would be pulling it out on this video. Please, for the love of God, do not listen to the banks if they tell you that. Let me just refer to something that was brought into law in February 2022. Now, it's called the Ratings (brackets Coronavirus) Directors Disqualification (brackets Dissolve Companies Act). Bit of a mouthful, but basically what it means is there are now new powers that if a company is dissolved from the register, struck off, and has taken a bounce back loan, then the government or the insolvency service can reinstate that company because you shouldn't have done it. You can't strike a company off with a bounce back loan. I've done lots of videos on this. But here's the worrying bit, and I'm just quoting a quote from the UK Business Secretary. They are going to be able to deal with company directors who abuse these powers, and the Business Secretary will also be able to apply to the court for an order to require a former director of a dissolved company to be disqualified and to pay compensation to the creditors who have lost out due to their behaviour. So what that means is, let's just imagine, we'll call them Bill and Ben. Bill and Ben both spoke to the banks this week, and the bank said, right, Bill, right, Ben, strike the company off at Companies House because you've got no money to pay your bounce back loan. And then what happens is Bill and Ben, 6 months later, get their company reinstated. They're both disqualified for 10 years, and their bounce back loans that their companies took, they're now being made personally liable, all because they listened to the person at the bank who clearly did not know what they were talking about. And here's the craziest thing. The banks can't claim on their guarantee from the government unless the company goes into an insolvency procedure. So let me tell you what one of those is. If you've taken a bounce back loan and you can't pay it back, you're insolvent, and there's only one option, and it's liquidation. Okay, now you can voluntarily liquidate, where you will find an insolvency practitioner. Prices for liquidation are going to start at around £4,000 plus VAT, and you can pay that by either paying it personally, company funds, assets in the company that you could sell to pay the liquidator's fees, or you're probably entitled to director redundancy as long as you've been on the payroll for over 2 years, which will cover the liquidator's fees. That is the best option. Another option is to be forced compulsory liquidated, and that's where you can't pay your debts, and one of your creditors, i.e. the bank, will issue a winding up petition and force your company into liquidation, and the bounce back loan will be get written off. So I hope that this has made sense. Please, 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 if you've taken a bounce back loan, you cannot strike that company off if you can't pay the bounce back loan back. And if you do, you're really, really going to be heading for trouble. I hope you found this useful. We've got loads more videos on our YouTube channel, First Business Rescue, that are designed to help people understand the complex world of UK insolvency. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I shall catch you soon. All the best. Goodbye.